Hey guys, this is Yusei here, and alrighty, so Christmas is now over for about a couple days now, and now I decided just to take the time here to actually review one of my new favorite decks, though, that I completed back in the middle of December. And yes, as you can see, I can see this is from Vanguard related, and it's from set 10. Right now, well, there's actually quite a bit of decks that I want to review, but like I said, I'm going to review my favorite deck, which is one of the Eradicator decks that I made, which is based off of Eradicator Dragonic Descendant, and it's kind of blurring out for some reason. There we go. Yeah, I got this box at my card shop's sneak preview event for Booster Set 10, which is right before my my finals week at my first quarter, and I did really well after that, which I'm really happy about that. But enough about that, though. I mean, that's all well and good now, but yeah. So I'm gonna just stop rambling. So yeah, this is gonna be, since now I have another Narukami deck, though, I thought I'm obligated to actually do another review on this, though, because Narukami is my clan, and I really love this deck a lot. This is actually one of my most favorite decks that I like to use online currently, even with all the new releases on Cardfight area. And yeah. So in any case, without further ado, let's get started. Alrighty. Well, my starter is Eradicator Strike Dagger Dragon, which I noticed that there are people who really don't like this guy, though, but just because you lose 2 rear guards, though, in order to do a superior ride into Dragonic Descendant himself. But for me, though, because I've been waiting for a card like this to hit the Narukamis for a while now, actually, because I know when the Booster Set 6 came out, though, everyone was all crazy about Blonde Dazzle because you can superior ride without paying a counterblast cost, and you can pretty much almost completely speed across your opponent, though, by getting a grade 3 while they're still at grade 1, depending on who goes first, though. But yeah, but then now, when people say that this Descendant gets 1 too, and then people are oh no, it sucks, so you lose 2 stuff, but I would have to disagree, because sometimes getting that early twin drive can help you set up more in the long run, though. I mean, I've actually proven that against my friends, I've proven that against other people I played against, though. It works, it really works, if you're focusing around Descendant, though. Especially since this one, instead of using an AK vanilla, this card requires Supreme Army Eradicator YuseiDWheeler, which is an Eradicator damage and flipper, which you'll see in the deck later, and Sword Dance Eradicator Hisen. So you need to put this guy in the soul, and Hisen in the soul, and then you can superior ride into Dragonic Descendant, which I find to be very helpful. But even if you don't get the superior ride off, it's still a 5k booster too, which is not too bad, really. And also, there are some other uses I have for him, too, in case I don't get the superior ride off. Like I said, the superior ride isn't necessary, though, but it's there if you need it, though. It's there if you can do it, though, and it's there if it can help when you really need it to, as well. Alright? Now, let's start off with my grade 3s. I got my full playset of Dragonic Descendants, which is, the main headliner of my deck. Yeah, so, I know a lot of you know what he does, though, but I'm just going to say the ability anyway, though, because I just love this ability. Well, I'll start with his secondary ability, which is, you counterblast 2 cards with Eradicator in their card names from your damage zone, which is in a special counterblast, and until the end of the turn, he gains 5,000 power. So that can be pretty helpful, actually, because I've actually made use of that ability quite often, in almost every game I've been in. And, of course, and then there's his limit break, though. Basically, you counterblast 1 and select 3 cards with Eradicator in the card name from your hand and discard them. And you can trigger this when your attack fails to hit, which is actually quite helpful when you're pressuring your opponent, though, when they're at 5 damage. What he does is that he stands back up and he gains a +1 critical. But the good thing is, though, you can only activate this effect, only once per turn, though, so yeah, that'll keep it from being too broken, though, so, yeah. I'm really happy with this guy. Oh yeah, and when I was at the pre-release though, I bought one pack for like one set of the 6 packs for the little mini tournament the little draft tournament we have. I got a Dragonic Descendant in one of them though, and then after that though, because our shop owner had like a lot more, so I just bought one more and I got a second Dragonic Descendant out of it though, so I was pretty happy with that. And then I got the last 2 when me and my brother went to our card shop, and yeah, we went to our card shop and just bought a bunch of boxes and stuff too. So yeah, and yeah, during that day though, I actually completed this deck though, and another deck for my friend, which I made her a Genesis deck though. Her name is I made the Genesis deck for my friend Tara, who's also known as Neko-Zombie on YouTube. You can go check out her channel if you want, though. And yeah, and she just recently got the deck I made for, like, the day after Christmas, so I'm pretty happy that I made it to her, though, because she really loves the Genesis clan and the Oracle Think Tank clan, too, so yeah. So Tara, if you're watching this, though, yeah, glad you got your deck. Alrighty, so that's Dragonic Descendant. And then, for this deck, I put in 4 Eradicator Vowing Sword Dragons, because it's the only break ride I can use right now, and he's actually more helpful than I thought he was, though, before. Because, what he does is, though, that whenever you break ride on top of him, like, you ride another grade 3 on top of him, you get to pretty much retire a unit in their front row and gain 10,000 power. I mean, it may seem underwhelming on paper, though, but the more I tried it out, though, the more it actually works, because sometimes even getting rid of one intercept unit can prove to be a big game changer in the long run, too, because they'll lose one less defensive card, and that can pretty much help you out a lot. And I like the way he looks, too. He looks pretty badass. This is from the trial deck, too, and I've been waiting to get him, too. Alright, now we go to my grade 2 lineup. I got 4 Supreme Army Eradicator Zuiton. Basically, he's like a Demonic Dragon Berserker Garuda. Only instead, if you have a Vanguard with Eradicator in its card name, not only do you unflip a damage, you get the Soul Charge 1, which is actually pretty helpful, because this deck does some soul blasting, though, too, in order to gain power, so, yeah. And I have put in 3 Fiendish Sword Eradicator Cho-Oh, which I really love this guy to death, because not only does he doesn't require a counterblast, though, I can charge up the soul with one of my units, though, which sometimes if I miss the superior ride, I just send this guy back into the soul just so I can replace it with like a stronger like booster too. So I send them into the soul and I get to retire a unit in the front row. So that's another thing to use for him too. So, and it proves to work out pretty nicely. I got 3 Eradicator Spark Rain Dragons, which is the 12k attacker for Eradicators. Basically, when this card attacks, if you have a Vanguard with Eradicator in its card name, it gains 3,000 power, so these guys are always pretty useful. And the last 2 grade 2 lineups I put in are actually some non-Eradicators, which is Dragonic Descendant. I put in 2 Thunderboom Dragons, though, but then I realized, I kind of need something that can counterblast too, so I decided, I just took out 2 of them from one of the other decks I was using, and I just put it in here, and it's actually helping out pretty well, though, too. That way I can also make use of Zuiton's ability more, too. That way I can just unflip and soul charge and whatnot. Alrighty, so that's it for grade 2. Alrighty. For grade 1s, I got 4 Eradicator Wyvern Guard Golds. I got one of them at the pre-release, though, and then 3 of them I got at after my finals, when I went to go buy boxes with my brother. So yeah, basically it's just a perfect guard, though. It has Eradicator in its card name, so it's gonna help with the special counterblast too. And I like the way the card looks too. It looks pretty awesome. And as usual, for people who know me, I always run 4 perfect guards. But for some decks that may change, though, with the introduction of the Quintet Walls, because since they also count as Sentinel units, so you can only have 4 Sentinel units in a deck. But that depends, though. But we'll get into Quintet Walls later, though. I'll just continue my thingy here. I got 4 Eradicator Demolition Dragon, so basically just exactly like Spark Rain Dragon, only a grade 1 though, so basically it becomes a 10k attacker if you have a Vanguard with an Eradicator in its card name. Alrighty, I got 3 Sword Dance Eradicator Hisin, which is basically one of the pieces I need in order to superior ride into the Dragonic Descendant. But also though, if this card is used to support Dragonic Descendant though, I can pay the cost of Soul Blast 1 and it gains 5,000 power. So basically it's an 11k booster for Dragonic Descendant, so which is actually still pretty helpful too. Even if you place like Descendant in the rear guard, that can really help too. And the last 2 grade 1 units I put as Ceremonial Bonfire Eradicator Caster, which I really like the ability though. I mean, basically, because it's not too hard to get his ability off. Because sometimes I need to fix my hand though, so basically when I place him onto the rear guard circle and my opponent has 2 or less rear guards, I can just drop 1 card and draw. And he's a 7k booster, which I also like. Alrighty, so that's it for all my grade 1s. Now I'm going to go into my trigger lineup. Okay, I got 6 critical triggers, 4 Sacred Spear Eradicator Pollux and 2 Eradicator Yellow Gem Carbuncle. I got 6 draw triggers. I got 4 Eradicator Dragon Mage and 2 Mischievous Girl Kyonchi. Yeah, I know this is not an Eradicator though, but I have to wait until set 12 to get the Blue Gem Carbuncles, which are also Eradicators though, but this is still helpful though, but because for a lot of my decks now I like to run 6 draw triggers done. So this actually works out pretty nicely. I mean, it still works out pretty nicely though, but I would still like to keep in like all my Eradicator triggers too. So these are these Kyonchi girls are though. They're just kind of a filler for me in order to hold me out until I get the next Eradicator draw triggers in set 12, which is coming out in February, which I'm really also excited for because then I get to make my Link Joker deck. And lastly, but not least, for like every deck, 4 heal triggers. Eradicator, Seobo. Alrighty, so that is pretty much my deck, though. And I'm having trouble deciding which one I want to review next, though. Which, I also have decks that I made from set 11, which came out before set 10, and it came out, like, the day right before my regional tournaments, which I actually... yeah, I didn't get a chance to report on that, though, because school's keeping me busy, though, so... But basically, yeah, I did pretty well on that, though. I, like, made it really far, like, farther than I did last year, and it was a lot of fun, though, but... Again, though, so, like, the decks that I have in mind next deck that I want to review, though, are... I made Ancient Dragons for Tachikaze, which I really love a lot. I made another Aqua Force deck, though, which is from Season 3. I made Leon's Last Card Revonn deck. I also made a Miwa's Seal Dragon deck, though. So, yeah, I got that, though. So that's 3 cards I made from set 11, I believe. I am planning on making Sweep Command, though, but I haven't really finished it, though, because I was focusing on Descendant and Gauntlet Buster, though, so, yeah. And speaking of Gauntlet Buster, though, that's another one I just, well, it's almost complete, though, but I should be able to complete it tomorrow, because I need to get more Zuitons for the deck. So, yes. So the decks I have in mind for my next review are, Aqua Force Revonn, Seal Dragon, Ancient Dragon, or my Eradicator Gauntlet Buster deck. So, if for all of you who are watching, though, just kind of comment below which one you want. Comment below which deck do you want to see me review next, and I will probably get right to it. Probably after the new year, though. That'll probably be my first review of the new year. So. In any case, though, that's it for this review of my Dragonic Descendant deck. I love this deck a lot. This is like one of my new favorite units, though. And yeah, so I hope you guys have a enjoyable new year, and hope everything goes well with your future endeavors. Hopefully you guys made some good New Year's resolutions, and in the end, I hope you guys have another awesome new year. Alrighty, this is YuseiDWheeler, and I'll be signing out. Take care, guys.